For most people, like 1 million, that's a lot. That would be like a lotto level amount of money. Like you'd be incredibly satisfied to have like 1 million. These are people who have like $500 million. They have this like sick amount of money and no future. They share the futurelessness of the rest of us, and they're contributing to the futurelessness of their children, of their grandchildren. And no matter how much money you have, no matter what you think you're going to do, like build a bunker in New Zealand, what have you, it's not going to work. You know, we've seen over the last few months so many of these little escape plans that sociopathic billionaire elites have come up with over the last few decades. Like, I'm going to build retreats in Whitefish, Montana, or in the Pacific Northwest, or in Canada, because those areas scientists had, thought to some degree would be more immune from the effects of climate change. And then what we saw over the summer is like, nowhere is immune. And the way that these climate catastrophes work is with incredible unpredictability. Like people were not, imagining it was going to be over 100 degrees for weeks on end in Portland, Oregon. They were not imagining that New York would have, I think, the record amount of rainfall in a small amount of time in the entire history of the city. Like these are catastrophic, not just because they're bad, but because they're so unexpected. They push the boundaries of scientific imagination. And so these billionaire elites who think they can hide from the climate crisis, like they're kidding themselves. I always imagined a kind of Lord of the Flies situation where eventually they'd hunt each other out anyway after the rest of us are gone, kind of like a high-powered version of The Stand, because that's human nature for these people. They battle each other. This is not going to be some sort of kumbaya mafia state post-apocalypse society. But I think they also are increasingly learning that there is nowhere to run, that as much as they try to distance themselves from ordinary people, they too will be fighting these catastrophes. And yet, they will not take the most basic steps to mitigate them.